Hi everybody, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. In this video, we are going to be discussing the disappearance of Haleigh Cummings. This took place in 2009, so we're just gonna jump right in. Haleigh Ann Marie Cummings was born on August 17th, 2003 to parents Ronald Cummings and Crystal Sheffield. Cummings and Sheffield were never married, but were together from the time Crystal was 14 to 19 years old. Crystal got pregnant with Haleigh when she was 17, and they also had a son together, Ronald Jr., who was Haleigh's younger brother. Cummings had custody of the two children after the breakup, and Crystal had visitation. Ronald Sr. got custody because the judge said that he had a more stable household. But I mean, looking at it from my point of view, Crystal Sheffield's household must have been pretty out of control for a judge to leave them with Ronald Cummings. He is, and you'll hear in the 911 call when I play it, even though you can't really blame him for being upset, but you can just tell he is a violent individual. I absolutely don't believe he has anything to do with Haleigh's disappearance. I think his lifestyle may have something to do with her disappearance, but we'll get into that. So Ronald met Misty Crosland at Haleigh's bus stop one morning when she was babysitting his youngest child that he did not have custody of. So he had 3 children, and the very youngest he had with another woman that was not Crystal Sheffield. Misty Crosland was babysitting that child. And then she became Ronald's girlfriend and started babysitting Haleigh and Ronald Jr. And on February 10th, 2009, Misty Crosland, Ronald, she was 17 at the time. And just to note, Ronald was 25 at the time. So he was dating a 17-year-old when he was 25 years old. But she was a live-in girlfriend, and she called 911, or she was watching Haleigh and Ronald Jr. While Ronald Sr. was working the night shift. So he was at work when this happened. Misty called 911 to report the 5-year-old Haleigh missing at 3:17 a.m., which was about the time Ronald Sr. was on his way home from work. Misty claimed she woke up to find her missing from the Green Lane home in Satsuma, Florida. Satsuma is about maybe an hour and 15-minute drive from here where I live, maybe a little longer. Yeah, so not too far from here. And so we're going to play the 911 call for you here.
I just woke up and our back door was all open and I can't find our daughter.
Can't find what?
Our daughter.
Okay, what's your address?
Green Lane. What does that mean?
What's the numerical?
The miracle, what's that?
The number? Green Lane?
Yes.
Okay, when did you last see her?
We were just it was about 10 o'clock. She was sleeping, she's cleaning.
Okay, how old is your daughter?
She's 5.
Okay, what was she last seen wearing? Ma'am?
She was in her pajamas. We were sleeping.
Okay, alright. You said your back door was wide open?
Yes, it was brick. Like a brick on the floor. Like when I went to sleep, the door was not like that.
Okay, the back door, listen to me, your back door was wide open. What are you talking about, a brick?
Yes.
What is the brick?
It's on the back door, on the stairs. Like, we have, a walkway.
Uh-huh. And there was a brick laying there?
Yes, it's still there. They are.
We got them coming. Tell them we got them coming.
They're coming.
Okay, what's the color of your house, ma'am?
It's blue.
It's blue? Okay. Okay, what does she look like? How tall is she? Give me some description of her.
She has like long hair, curly, like curls.
Long, curled, what color?
She's white.
Okay, what
And
color
she's brown
hair?
hair.
Brown hair?
Yeah. Oh my God, it's freaking old.
Okay, how tall is she about? Or how much does she weigh? Do you know that?
Huh?
About how tall or how much does she weigh?
Like 4 or something, like, I don't know, like, she's not that tall.
Okay, tell your husband we got him coming, okay?
Okay.
How much does she weigh? Do you know?
Huh?
How much does she weigh?
Like 40, 50 pounds, 60 pounds.
40 to 60 pounds?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get your name and phone number.
My name is...
Spell your last name?
Oh, I just woke up.
Okay, was your back door locked, do you know?
Yes, but that's what I always say locked.
Man, I need somebody to get here now.
Okay, let me speak to him so he
Yeah, here.
I just got home from work. My 5-year-old daughter is gone. I need
Okay.
somebody to be here now. I'm telling you.
Listen to me. We got 2 officers.
If I find whoever has my daughter before y'all do, I'm killing them. I don't care. I'll spend the rest of my life in prison. I'm telling you, you can put it on recording. I don't care.
Okay, it's okay, sir. We got him on the way. Okay, can you give me what kind of description of her pajamas that she was wearing?
I don't fucking know. I got work.
Okay, sir, we got him coming, okay? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Hello?
Okay, sir, let me talk to your wife. So let me get some information from her. Okay. Can I talk to her? Okay.
How the fuck do you let my daughter go, bitch?
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, listen to me. I need you to answer some questions. Does the door look like it was pried open?
He looks like it.
Does it look like you had someone try to enter into your house?
Hold on.
And another thing, make sure you and your husband don't touch the door anymore. Don't mess with the door or anything.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't look like it is?
No.
Okay, now listen, tell your husband do not touch anything. Make sure it's, because we're going to try to get a canine out there.
Okay. She said don't touch anything because they're bringing canine out here.
They better motherfucking bring something in. If I find that motherfucking killing him, I don't give a fuck about prison. Prison don't scare me.
Okay, we understand. We got him on the way, okay? What's her name? How do you spell her first name? What's her middle name?
Yeah.
And the spelling of the last name is...
Well, that's my last name. That's not hers. Her name is... Where'd you do it?
What's her date of birth?
I'm gonna fucking kill somebody.
Okay, well, tell him we understand. We need to get her date of birth.
What's her date of birth?
Fucking date of birth is. We need to find her. Fuck her date of birth.
Okay, listen to me. I'm getting this information. I'm not the officer driving out there, okay?
Okay.
They're coming out there to handle that situation. I need to gather all information from you over the phone. It has nothing to do with me driving out there. The officers are taking care of that, okay? They're coming out there, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stay on the phone with you, okay?
Okay.
Until they get there. All right, hang on. Tell him we got him coming. He needs to try to calm down a little bit, okay? The officers are going to come out there and do what they can. We can't have him screaming and yelling at the officers whenever they get there, okay?
Got better people to talk to than the fucking motherfucker that ain't coming.
So she calls Haleigh her daughter in the 911 call, but it's not her daughter. It's not even her stepdaughter because they're not married. Crystal Sheffield, again, is Haleigh and Ronald Jr.'s mother. It's important to note that Haleigh was born with Turner syndrome and needed to see specialists monthly, although under Ronald and Misty's care, she missed a lot of doctor appointments. It was important. That judge thought it was better to leave her with him. I'm getting judgy, sorry. According to Misty, she put Haleigh to bed at 8:15 p.m. and joined her in the same bed sometime after 10 p.m. She was actually partying with, I think, her brother and her cousin, and but she doesn't mention that in the first phase of the investigation, I guess you would say. She told investigators she woke up a little before 3 a.m. to use the bathroom, but she used the guest bathroom in the hall. She didn't use the bathroom in the bedroom where she was sleeping. I guess the master bath. She didn't use that one. For some reason, she left the room to use the other bathroom. That didn't really make sense to me, but that's what she said. And she told the police she saw a door by the washer and dryer that was being propped open with a cinder block, and Haleigh was gone. So let's talk a little about Misty Crosland before going on with the case. Misty stopped going to school in the 6th grade, and at the time Haleigh went missing, Misty couldn't read or write. Others have described her as devoid of emotion, which you could tell in some of her interviews here that kind of seems to be the case. And it's possible from past trauma, PTSD, things like that.
Imagine at my age going through this.
It's horrible. It's very horrible. Very.
I know at first it seems like there's been a lot of people that have been kind of like, I don't understand how this could be the situation where you don't hear her. Did you hear anything?
I didn't hear anything at all. Nothing. If I heard something, I would have got up and I wouldn't have let them take her.
So what happened?
Okay. I put her to bed about, 8 o'clock, because that's her bedtime. She had school. Put her to bed, and her blanket and my blanket was in the van that they took. So we had a blanket hanging on the window, and I had to wash that in her blanket. Her blanket was, she had peed on her blanket the night before, I guess, and I was going to put it on her, but it smelled like pee, so I washed the blanket, and I gave her a little sheet to cover up with, and she fell asleep, and I went come in there and put her blanket on her, and then I laid down, and it was about, I'm not positive what time, it was like 3, I seen 3 o'clock in the morning. I got up because I had to use the bathroom, but I didn't make it to the bathroom. I seen the kitchen light on, and I walked in the kitchen, and the back door is wide open. I didn't notice about Haleigh then until I seen the back door open, and then I go in the room, and she's gone. And that's all I know, is when I woke up. When I went to sleep, she was there, and then when I woke up, she was gone.
I know you've been intensively questioned by police. What has that been like for you?
It's been hard, but I'm trying to do everything to find her. I'm answer any questions I have to, because I know I didn't do anything to that little girl. I would never hurt her. They love me. They look at me like their mom, Like, you ask little Junior, he'll tell you, they talk lovely about me, and I'm so good to them kids. Real good.
So you woke up and that was it? You saw the door open? Did you leave the light on, or?
No.
Somebody turned the light on?
The lights had to get turned on, because I know them lights. I was in the hallway where the back door is. The dryers are right there. I was washing clothes, and that back door was shut, And I just wake up, and it's open.
Did you take a polygraph?
I did, but I'm not supposed to talk about that. Mm-hmm. They told me not to talk about that.
But you did good.
Yes, I did take a polygraph.
And you passed it?
My understanding is I passed it,
Mm-hmm. What do you want people to know?
I just want everybody to know that I didn't do anything with that little girl. I love her like she's my own, and I'll do anything to get her back. And if people think that I had something to do with it, if I had something to do with it, I knew where she was, we wouldn't be sitting here today. We would have her, and I don't know where she is.
Misty told authorities she was essayed as a child, and many people in law enforcement, including the lead investigator in Haleigh's case and the Satsuma sheriff, believe Misty knows more about Haleigh's disappearance than she is saying. They're not the only ones. Everybody believed she knew more about what was going on. And her story has changed so many times. It's just changed so many times. While the search for Haleigh is ongoing, Ronald Sr. proposed to Misty at an Applebee's, and they got married on March 12, 2009, just a month after Haleigh was reported missing. Because that's what you do. You have a wedding when your child's been reported missing. It was a short-lived marriage. On October 7th, 2009, they announced they were getting a divorce. Ronald Sr. blamed the pressure of Haleigh missing and also the inconsistencies in Misty's constantly changing story. Just he didn't trust her, so there was that. And you know, he just didn't believe any of the stories she told about what happened the night Haleigh went missing. Investigators with the Putnam County Sheriff's Office fielded more than 500 tips in less than a week of Haleigh disappearing. The woods and the St. Johns River were searched. A pond south of Palatka was drained as part of the search. The case attracted national attention. Misty and Ron Sr. appeared on the Today Show, and I believe they were on Nancy Grace too. And Geraldo Rivera even got ran off of the Cummings property after a confrontation. Leave it to Geraldo Rivera to start a scuffle. He's always getting into trouble. At some point, I don't have the date, but at some point, Misty took a polygraph test and she did fail. But insists she's not responsible for Haleigh's disappearance. But again, she did fail that polygraph test. On February 12th, 2009, 2 days after Misty reported Haleigh missing, George Anthony, the grandfather of Kaylee Anthony and father of Casey Anthony, went to Satsuma to talk with the family, and he also asked the public and media to not judge the family, but support them as the search continues. I think a lot of people realize that, you know, Ronald more than likely didn't do something to Haleigh, but he was involved with dealing drugs and all kinds of criminal activity and knew a lot of criminals. And Misty was who Misty was. And I think all of us knew Misty knows more. She knows exactly what happened to that little girl. We don't believe, I can't speak for everyone. I don't believe, and Eric doesn't believe, that the father had anything to do with her actual disappearance, but it was his association with so many criminals and living such a shady life that has something to do with her going missing. So as much as people tried to support them, it was hard to support Misty, you know. In January 2011, Misty was sentenced to 25 years of prison for 7 counts of drug trafficking, with another 25-year term she is serving for a drug case, an unrelated drug case. Haleigh's father was also sentenced to 15 years on various drug charges. Misty's brother Tommy and 2 others connected to Haleigh are also serving 15 years. Those guys may be out. Ronald got out of prison, but I think he's back in jail or is getting ready to go on trial because he did more stuff. But yeah, that was all for various drug charges. When Misty was at her sentencing hearing, Haleigh's mother, Crystal, and a group of women wearing buttons for Haleigh were there. One woman yelled, "Judge, can we ask her where Haleigh is?" And Putnam Sheriff Office officials believe Misty is the key to solving the case, but she, to this day, has not talked. She's told stories that have already been debunked. So, you know, she's just been a liar, an awful liar. The case has been ruled a homicide, but there's little evidence to back that up. The assumption is by police is that Haleigh accidentally ingested drugs and died, and they hit her body. But they looked everywhere, so I don't know if someone went out in a boat and dumped her far off the St. Johns River or what it was. But I like to believe she's still alive and that she's living a better life than she would have been if she didn't go missing. That's what I like to believe. Of course, we don't know it's true because we don't know what really happened to her, but, you know. So Ronald Sr. was released from prison after serving 85% of his 15-year sentence in October of 2022, but was arrested again 2 months later on Christmas Day for battery on a law enforcement officer, traffic in oxycodone, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, resisting arrest with violence, obstruction, possession of marijuana, and drug equipment. Yeah, he's a bang-up guy. His time in prison, he didn't grow up at all. Haleigh never had a chance in this family. Haleigh, and I don't know what Ronald Jr. is doing, but those kids didn't have a chance with this family at all. All of them are criminals. They're all criminals. Like 100% of them are criminals. But if Haleigh is alive, though I know it's probably unlikely, she might be better off. You know, she might be better off wherever she is. But again, the police believe that Haleigh is deceased. And a year after the 911 call, information had been obtained by investigators that led them to believe that Haleigh is most likely deceased. The police have identified several people of interest, but no arrests for Haleigh's case have been made. Misty's attorney believes that she got such a harsh sentence, 25 years, because of Haleigh's disappearance, even though her charges have nothing to do with Haleigh's disappearance. Misty has told police that her cousin abducted Haleigh, but that was just one of several stories she had spun, one of her many lies. And the cousin was cleared of any wrongdoing. I think he's in prison now for drug charges, but at the time he was cleared of doing anything to Haleigh. So Misty Crosland, this highly sophisticated criminal mastermind, has pulled the wool over the investigators' eyes. And 15 years later, there's been no sign of Haleigh. So that's where we're at with that. I check periodically for updates, and there never are any. The last update I got was when her dad got out of prison. And then 2 months later, I read that he got arrested for a multitude of crimes. So, I mean, I know it's terrible to say, and it may seem awfully judgmental, but she never had a chance with that family anyway. Where would she be today if she didn't go missing? I just wonder. I wonder where she is now, but I also wonder what would have happened if she... But of course we wouldn't know about her. She would just be another child, that fell through the cracks. So, yeah, well, that's it. I tried to look up Ronald Jr. to see if I could find out any information about him. I couldn't really find out anything about him, but I hope you learned something. I'm not going to say I hope you enjoyed this because it's not an enjoyable story. Do you remember this case at all? Let me know. I am going to be covering a few more cases that I still feel need to be talked about, like the Casey Anthony Cayley one. The whole Madeline Soto situation has brought that back up to the forefront, in my mind anyway, and I think it needs to be talked about for people who may not know about that case, because just because most of us remember, there are younger people who probably don't remember or weren't around when that happened. And I think it's important to educate people about these cases, because there is some kind of war on our children, and we need to figure out how to protect them. But anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.